set the stream with it. Okay. Sorry for the weird odd stream. I should be streaming sooner in the day, but it's one of those days I just, contrary to popular belief, I haven't really cared. I'm actually trying to figure out where this was. So, this is the new season, and if I don't sound amazed, I will explain why. Now, hypothetically, I'd be curious if they carry this going forward. You know, I look, there's a way you can make events meaningful. Then there's a point that you can just make events like shit. Yes, their mount is a fucking hermit crab. So, yes, this season is about fishing. It's funny how I called it, but I mean, I find the... So, other than that, this season has largely going to be us doing fishing challenges, sometimes daily or weekly, and doing what we normally do. Now, a little bit of failed rubber season, so to speak. I mean, prospectively, I say I'm not digging it. Say it's a weird season. Like last season, arguably, I would say it was about ghouls. All right, ghouls, ghoulification, etc., etc. I mean, cosmetics at least look good. Cosmetics this season. Yes, where do you need me to go fish? Yes, this is the Bailey Challenge. Thank you. Arguable. So you have to do the thing of, let me see, now, like, I'd say I give 5. Now, there's a thing about fish, right? Like so you'll get a challenge at the end of the day. I don't know where they want us to do it. It's really. But when I say literally fishing the fucking season, that's what it is. And wonder, weekly, seasonal. Yeah, no, it's weird. So this season is not. I'm not sure how it's gonna go down. Like it's. I think there's like a couple really good cosmetics, but I have one I like. It's like a sea serpent dragon thing. Um, I mean, at least there's like one that gives you like a fish, basically. So there's like one that gives you a fish, like the fishing net. There's a new cooler. That's the new one, right? So obviously, right? Because this is the weird thing about this season. I, mm, that's the thing. I don't know what to feel about it, so to speak. Um, the season itself is like you can look at it as a whole, and I'll go through the thing, but I'm not impressed by it. I mean, it is literally fishing. Um, and sorry, I have to go stand. So supposedly they're in between events that happen. This is the season. Now, this is how it works. You change your bait. Now, go out. Doesn't matter. You wait until the bubble goes down. This is literally the season. And if I could honestly say it's and I failed. It's being an asshole. Now, arguably, I mean, friend over here is probably getting it. Now, theoretically, we can fish anywhere and anywhere. Now, let me ask you, like anything, do I wish? No, I don't like it. Eh, the cosmetics are, I think it's like a house, so I've been finding that the fish seem to fucking spawn on the other side. Now, there is a. Really. Plus, that's doing the whole thing of. Doing the whole thing is trying to do it the other way. Now, there's supposed to be a rare one in the season, so I'm not quite sure how this is going to work. So the season is the one, which I'm pretty sure. It's pretty basic. It's like there's the other. Eh, Yar. Supposedly, there's a rare one in this part. I'm not sure where it is, but it's been said where it is, but it's supposed to be in the mire, but no one knows. Now, clearly, if this is the season, it's going to be very fun. It's like the thing you do in your downtime. Really. I guess different baits do different things. Different baits do very different things. It's not as like a quick thing either. I guess it catches different fish, apparently. That's what I suspected about the different. Yep. Really? And it's radiation rumble. So a lot of us are just doing events on the side. There's sometimes a little bit of a mini game, but it isn't. Oh, yeah, not really. but you get the idea. So the first step is you have to come over here and fish. So it is a season I have very, very mixed on. Like, it's... Fuck. There's not a word for it. Calling it lackluster would be very nice, but I can't even call it that. Like, if you're going to design an entire season around fishing, at least have it be an event or something. I mean, other than that, the kind of this is our normal activity. Now, other than that, I can't really imagine what we're going to do this season. It's weird. It's honestly the season I think is going to get passed on. Like, it's not that the. I probably put it as a problematic. Like, it's not a good it's not a mechanic. It hasn't sold me as something I'd like to do for hours. Like, I mean, arguably, sure. But it's also done the rare thing. You cannot find salt on a server. Because you need salt for grilled fish. And you can't do grilled fish without. The challenge is going to require us to do grilled fish. Yeah. You get the idea. Legit. It's a recipe. Now. Got retards. Okay. Okay, nobody's in the middle healing them. Hopefully. I'm gonna have to get through this event quickly. I'm going to have to get through this event very quickly. Yeah, no. On. Yeah, you can try. Oh yeah, someone's fine. Thank God. Hey, we got a smart one in the bunch. Someone's actually doing what they're supposed to do. So somebody is actually protecting the people. Oh god, that thing ain't gonna die. Oh yeah, that thing ain't gonna die. But yeah, no, this season's weird. I look at the reward track. I try to tell my friend, like, here, would you like to take the rewards? Good. I showed my friend, like, I looked at it. It's a bunch of weird house cosmetics in the ironing. And I believe there's a special thing down the track. I know it's bulk. Looks like a cannery, actually. But other than that, it's done in a special season. It's kind of like phoned in. And I normally, I mean, hell, season can be lackluster and I'll play the hell out of it. Because I can. Why are you dying? Anyways. I forget it is middle of the night. Not peak players. One of those two things, you're either going to find Chinese or you're going to find subpar. But yeah, no, but mainly it's about fishing and in the area. And there's a daily fishing challenge, and you got to do that 7 days in a row. Fortunately, I'm the only runner. Of all the fuckers here, I am the only fucking runner. Why? I don't know. It's a very lonely existence to do this. Like, least this. What I am doing is required on the event. Alright? It's required. But they don't run. The quicker we get this done, the better we ranks up the event. Now, ironically, this is probably the best event in Fallout 76 in terms of reward and everything attached to it. Now, if people aren't retarded, meh. I'll arguably say it's not the worst. But there's a lot of people who don't know how to do this. Like, if you're maxing this event, like, this is one of my favorite events. This is also one of the events that actually gives the most legendaries. Now, I have two characters, of course, but this is my second character. Like, this is my second. Oh, God, we're still not at 4. God damn it. Really? Guys? Jesus. Yeah, okay, I landed on the special ed server. Yeah, I landed on the special ed server. Okay, so you either land on the server where everyone is killing everything properly, or you landed on the server there's people fucking around. Or they don't know what they're doing. This is a server I think no one knows what the fuck they're doing. In the combination of fucking around. Some are too lazy to fucking run. Oh. Yeah. It's taking too long to get ore. I don't think I've ever had to do this much ore. But and usually. Not in a while I've had to do ore. Like, they're fine. I'm pretty sure they're just... I landed on the cheese server, apparently, where everyone is just... there. Now. Oh, you're supposed to. But yeah, no. So supposedly, the Dallas Fan Expo over that. Now, I meant to do a stream earlier today. It should have been today. Which would have been before. About the Chris Bacon thing, though. Because Chris Bacon had to, like, feel the need to call me out by name because whatever. But here's a funny thing, right? Conventions like that are like watching paint dry, alright? You gotta understand. Not my thing. Plus, anyways, it went above and beyond. Like, I have clips I haven't made public about the Dallas Fan Expo. Apparently, right? Why would someone be mad at me? Because I actually point out they were actually trying to set something up. Okay. I want you to explain that. Why would someone be mad? And no one should be mad about it. And that's the problem I'm finding. And they're all telling on each other because Tony just did a stream on with the Bunnyman guy. And it's like, they have no remorse. It's a joke. It's like, you got thrown out of a convention, basically. More flabbergasted. Jesus Christ. Boring. Okay, I'm going to be honest. This is going to be the boringest season in a long time. By the way, whoever designed this season, I'm gonna laugh. I will laugh. Okay, so Savage Divide fishing. Okay. Savage Divide fishing. Jesus. Yeah. There's like two bodies of water in this place. Ish. Yep. No, I mean, sorry if I sound scattered or not thrilled. This is a season where I am not. Should be a good one. If what? I, I, I am gonna ask why. Not even a good one. You know what this reminds me of? I never did the season. I kind of tried it. I didn't like the concept. There was a season in Destiny where we were actually supposed to fish. Right? Like, no. So I guess different baits catch different fish. There's supposed to be an oxyotl. It's at least talked about that there is supposed to be one. Really? Really? That was stupid. But again, this is pretty much the season. Then you turn it into fish bits. Right. Concept is we're going to turn this into fish bits and then do the other things. Yeah. Obviously. It's not like we expressly just here, right? This is the season. Unfortunately, it's like one of those things you just hope the cosmetics are actually minorly better than the what is being offered. Ish. Again, I'm color me not in utterly impressed. Okay, it sounds weird. I okay. If the rewards, it's like with me. If the rewards don't meet what needs to be done, how I described this season, whoever planned this season, they didn't think about it right. Because this season, it's not a good season plan. Because we were coming off the Ghoul season, of course, which really was better cosmetics than. I mean, if you want to take into account getting a free legendary once a day, a free legendary once a day doesn't help us out. I mean, let's be clear here. I mean, a free legendary I would just pass, alright? Color me out. Like, actually, the season, give or take, I don't like it. So, we're talking, you can get the super bait early. No one gives a fuck about. Again, hanging dolphin, I don't think matters. That's more cosmetic than anything. What? Did we ask for a Ripper skin? Actually, I can't think of anybody who uses a Ripper ever. Out of curiosity. Um, it's mostly fishing aesthetics, give or take. Okay, so give or take, snorkel. I skipped that on the track. Okay, so there's a companion. Alright. Not the best in the world, not the worst. Um, we'll find out what. See, I was wondering what if we are gonna get anything special this season, and apparently it's Icebreaker, right? Hmm. Looks like a harpoon gun. That be curious. Someone I'm sure will get up there first. But as I said, it doesn't look like the most exciting season. I'm thinking that Cannery. See, that's a special one in the season. It's going to be the Cannery and the Icebreaker. Because I have a feeling there's a weapon or something, but I couldn't see it. And you get a new survival tent, apparently. Which I guess is okay. Again, if I don't sound thrilled, I don't get it. Like, apparently, lily pads. I'm not Tony, so I don't find the frog static funny. Jokes up right there. But no, it's just something in this season I am definitely not feeling. Main, this, okay, right here, right there. All right, you got me. Right there? That's adorable too. But that is one of the few. Some of this stuff, right, is just redundant. Now, realistically, why? God only fucking knows. We will find out. I mean, personally, I don't find it. I mean, the season is one of those things of. I'm just largely looking at a lot of this season, and I'm like, oh, look, there's a eviction notice. Well, actually, what's been happening lately is there has been a lot of the eviction notice event is probably one of the best events in the game as well, right behind Radiation Rumble. Now, it's not. Now, that event, no one really fucks up, except everyone seems to forget where the bags were. So, this event, this season is largely, I would. I want to make. Tesla. So I have this. This is similar to my first character. Okay. So Very, very similar. So my first character is very much the case of a heavy weapons user. So I wound up duplicating her. Basically, everything she does, this one does. So this one is minus the whole attempt I choose, and I do not want to read back and go through. Basically, I need to actually go through and actually get the higher Secret Service armor, which, so to speak, I need the modifier. So, actually, the other day I actually got a quad. Actually got a quad. Uh, brain farting in a moment. That time of night. A quad Gatling. 3-star. Man, which Gatling laser, but I'm actually kind of shocked by the way. That is actually, and it was it was a 3-star, legit 3-star. Now I will be honest, it's weird, by the way. Like, now I do not recommend quads. Quads are sometimes the world's worst weapons because quads break all the time. That's actually the inherent issue with quads. And apparently, I didn't read what cards got changed. Now, smart people know you can always tell when it's a good server when people know what they're doing and other people don't. Now, legendaries largely spawn from the other side. Now, they don't spawn from here. Now, I've always used demo builds, so I mean, I just turned this character into all my characters are basically demolition builds, give or take. Ah, we got a good crew. So, people are. I say they're actually intelligent? I said that right before the person died. And I don't blow myself up. So I didn't read what cards they changed yet. Because apparently they changed a card. Which this season, largely, they always change perk cards, because I know they changed some agility cards. I'd be very curious which ones. Gunsmith got moved down. Weaponsmith got moved down to a 3, from my knowledge. That was this season. I don't know why they changed the UI. It's a really weird change to the UI. Like, the health bar change, I do not. Actually, this is the thing. I would like to see their explanation why they changed the health bar. Unless there's a reasoning behind it, I don't think so. It doesn't make sense to segment out the health bar. Now, unless it's just a better visual indicator for us. Really? But yeah, no, call me a big weapon build person. I always have been, and I will be that way forever. Big weapons, and demolitionist, alright? Big weapons and demolitionist. Always are what I go to first. That or I go right. So, one of you two. Now, back to saying. Dallas Fan Expo, right? These people. Now, I'm waiting to see about the CG people who came. Not the new CG people. Now, the new CG people, we knew were going to go. I mean, Riley's pay. Like I said, I'm a little squishy on this character. My Secret Service armor is good, but it needs I have zero explosive damage. Okay. I have zero explosive damage resistance, so it's I want to say it is deep pocketed, but I don't think it's, yeah, no, it doesn't. Yeah, no, this isn't anywhere near done. See, there was a thing. If you told people you needed to have like everything deep pocketed and you have to do that quest on everything, yeah. Demo builds are also a really good way to get yourself killed. So, but a lot of my weapons I just are from years past. Really, a 1-star anti armor? Okay. Fun fact about anti armor and energy weapons. It probably balances out the damage. Because big weapons are considered because big energy weapons are considered energy. Everything is highly mutated, so to speak. Almost everything, for the love of God, has high energy resistance. So anti armor is kind of a useless stat, in a way. Or at least you gotta realize it might make up, like, something to go through. Because it's not gonna go through super mutants. I mean, super mutants have an energy resistance to begin with. Super mutants are probably, I'd say, right next to. Actually, technically, Death Claws one shot you. Super mutants are just very tough, at least by Fallout 76 standards, versus the Fallout 4 standards. Sometimes they just. You're gonna tell me that no one knows. Ignore that. This is also the build that utterly breaks servers because they don't like us having a bunch of quote unquote. See, we basically have the builds that break servers because there was a time when you could always be tell you were near a demo build. Was demo builds actually true? Yep. This is actually amateur hour, part of the night. I mean, I'm not saying you don't leave the hundreds. Usually, when you see a person who's like 100 in the game, there's a good high chance they're on an ult. Quite honestly. Honestly, I don't think there's really new players to this game at all. You got the players who play this game legitly, right? By the way, the only next best armor to anything is Botsmith. Botsmith is right under Secret Service. It's a lot easier to modify. And someone has the audio. It's broken. But yes, no. But this season, I'm not largely expecting it to be the greatest bastion of whatever season because I'm not saying, and I say this out of respect for people, because the only thing that's going to save this season is going to be the regular events. Outside of that regular event pattern, we are not going to have anything. Which, I mean, sure, whatever fishing is, no. To be the reminder of 50, a 5 mil is not a very good one unless you have tenderizer or you have either a tenderizer or you have something to a degree. So unless you have tenderizer or tenderize or one of them, a 50 is by far better. But as I said, this is mostly good hand-me-down weapons from my older characters. Which, I mean, sure, vampire ultra sights. I had a bunch. I had to go down. I actually had to take a lot of my characters because my main character probably weighs about as much as this character does. But she is further along in a lot of chains, so she has the backpack, she has everything. This one kind of is up there because, sure. But I don't have the perks of all the cards. So. And in addition, I'm not saying they fucked over the card system last season, but see, I don't know what cards they changed, right? Because that's what I've been kind of curious about. Because what cards they actually changed? I do know they changed Gunsmith and the Melee. Now, hypothetically, I understand why. Because I knew where my special was at the end of last season. I mean, yeah, this event gives us a lot of legendaries, but a lot of shit we already have. But as I said, outside of... there was a time when marine armor was actually good, by the way. Or, when I say back before, everything was heavy armor. Right now, there's only heavy armor. Yeah, see, whatever I used in special, my special got freed up about, like, right here. I have a feeling it either changed or something happened here. Now, this is just speculation because I have been very busy. Like, this season crept up on me. So they changed some... And this is where I need to read the patch notes. But the patch notes for this season, I'm sure, will tell more of the story. I mean, change in agility would be... evasive wasn't the one they changed. Sometimes we just find out things. I'm going to favor. They changed dodgy, really. They changed evasive. Dodgy's just now a standard 2. All guns, ninja. Sneak is still a 3. Stealth boys. They changed that one. So Pack and Light they finally changed. I think finally people got tired of it. See, they've been it's the I call it the ever-present war on agility. Agility used to be our go-to, basically. Now what I need to do is when you're not on an explosive build, you can have both arms keeper and then the other one. Now, traditionally, if I'm never in power armor, I can probably use this. I don't have to use this. But the weird part about this season, though, is, again, I mean, the rebalancing of cards is nothing new. So I have that. So I have room for 3, huh? I have room for 3. Does that mean I have to rebalance into agility again? Probably. I'll probably have to rebalance into agility again. 2, 3, 7, 5. I'm missing 2? Yeah, I'm missing 2. 3. That's why I said whatever they absolutely changed. But no. One of those games it's still chillable in, but I kind of went in blind to this season. Because sometimes you can absolutely tell what they changed. They're really trying to stack strength. They've been behind that for so long. It is actually the war on I say this because look, they've moved stuff to basically strength that's inadvertently affected characters. So bear in mind. Rather cool. Starch jeans. Hike through. See, like, hike through got moved to endurance. Like, they took down rad resist down to 1. It's probably because people weren't using it. Again, as I said, this is a very much one of my alt characters, so I'm not sure what I probably should do. I picked these cards up because I know I used them on my other characters, okay? That's why I used them. Some are more straightforward than others. But the inherent war that I have actually seen on believe it or not, the inherent, it is to the point I call it really bad. Their war on strength, I cannot tell you. Because strength basically is very stacked amongst. I mean, a lot of the cards we used to just carry stuff with is there. Like, take into account a season in which. Now, I will say, a demo build doesn't need big weapon damage. Now, any other like setup does need those cards. But they moved the power armor, and they also moved that. Now, if, and I say if, you do take advantage of the. I should go kill those cultists on the other side. Is there a batch of cultists anywhere? I really only know. Well, actually, I know about a couple of batches of cultists everywhere. Well, there's actually a few. There's one where I usually go. But this is also the season we can't find salt anywhere. As I said, salt is used to make fish. Grilled fish is the key. Now, I'll get to the topic at hand in a second after I get this out of the way. This is largely going to be fishing season, and I am not too thrilled. And also the continued war on everything that is setups, who knows. Something is right. Wait a second. So, the drama of the Dallas Fan Expo is rather funny because I am sitting on uploads that I will probably put out inherently myself. Again, if you ever want to prove someone's a liar or call me a liar, you can always, people will say to my face, but like, generically they don't, and generally they aren't going to. Really? The cultists are doing the thing, they talk after they die. And which happens more often than you think. That is cultists, isn't it? Fuck. Really? Plus, this game never changes, really. But the thing is, it's like today, like, actually, I'm not saying boring. There was something weird happened on this server. We're dead bodies. Or, let me hypothetically say to someone didn't clear out the bodies. They killed the people, but they didn't clear up the body. And then they forgot. They forgot to get the bodies. And then the bodies despawned. And when the bodies despawn, they leave behind the loot. Well, I said this was an odd server, by the way. Apparently. landing on this server. Something was up about it. It's like any games I play. Usually you can always find stuff. Like something was off about this server for a while. That's also the time of day. This type of day is... This time of day, 100% is just always on. If I'm ever on. Because either only 2 people are out, it's usually running dailies, because they didn't run the dailies prior. That is 7. And then I need to go 3 fish. I gotta figure out why this character's weight is just all off to high hell. Like, this character's weight is just... Something's been off about it since I logged in. I say roughly about... No idea. This character's weight has been off since the recent patch. I'm not sure if it's the weapons or... It might be. Though, I mean, for reason why I usually carry a bunch of 50 is of... I'll be very honest. A lot of 50 is a prolonged firefight. I'll be very honest. In quad is like quad mag is roughly about is 100. Give you an idea. So yeah. Nope. It ain't the 50. It ain't the 50. It ain't the cores. The cores are 8. Where I said I really should have read patch notes. And I'm kind of annoyed by that. But anyways, no, Dallas Fan Expo, I haven't really put my input into it because it's funny, I'm just waiting for these clowns from CG to put their foot in their mouths. Well, thank you, Frenchie. It's about, you know the time of day, right? You know the time of day it is, but I don't ask you to be here. I don't normally stream at this time of day either. And I don't ask for some CG clown, especially Stray Beans, to come in and make an alt. Now, do I? Because I'm also trying to figure out the season as well. But I bet if I go and look, you know what it is when you look at a person? Let me see. What do you think the person's account was created to do? Huh. A 1-day old account. No content, no nothing. Obviously. You know what's funny when you bait out people? No, I think a more exciting this week in turn will be other games I play besides this one. I think boringer than watching paint dry is dealing with assholes from Comicsgate. Oh god, I almost called them Clowngate. God, that's bad. Might as well be called out of this point. Again, weird daily assignments, by the way. Not the most perfect. Let's eat cooking meals. I should have logged in a lot sooner, but who cares? No, the thing about the whole Comicsgate thing, and I've said this before about them. They're not really ingenious people. It's like they do hit and run, and they have like probably 30 ults, right? So they're either going to come in and attack anybody. It's like Christina Fag Bacon, right? Who looks like a thumb. Now, I'm not going to go into details, but I'm going to say this publicly. Chris do not want a war with me, because every bit of his information is public knowledge. Okay? And when every bit of your information is public knowledge, and you purposely went to a con to out yourself to be an asshole, proving my point, and I have the video of it, in fact. Alright? I have the actual video for it. I also have the numerous stuff for it. How can someone be a liar? Now, I'm effective at what I do and anything I do. He can spin whatever narrative he wants about me. He is a 44-year-old loser who cheated on his wife that he says he loves with hookers. And then conspired with a deranged bunny person to harass Eric July at a comics convention. Right. Not the own you think it is. People do not. So if you're going to go for the own, right? My whole thing is, just don't be an idiot. It's the best I can say. Half these people are clowns. At 6 one or half a dozen the other. Where I'm not impressed either. It's also, too, it's not like I'm not used to YouTube bots this time of day either. Go figure. Did it? Really? Let's see if Superbate is different than the other. I don't know if it makes really a big difference. Very. See, the fishing part is the very annoying, and the challenge is in usually the ones will at least be bigger and get away. But bear in mind. Nope. It's also, too, like, I don't know why I have to, like, ban Gay Beans' ults in my chat. I mean, dude, why? Like, this is beginning to annoy me. Higher bait is harder to get to. See, this is the issue with this. It's a very fickle mechanic. It. Really. So you're supposed to upgrade the fishing rod and everything else too, so. So it's supposed to do the whole thing where they go, yes, you can fish and it's fine. So yes, basically I have probably something planned. I just have to go cut down more video, especially after Tony's gay stream where he decides to tell on himself more. I mean, look, clearly the guy doesn't understand. Like the Sean guy didn't understand that if, and we're talking the if and, right? Look, cons always have security, right? Every single time. Again, boring season. It's a very boring season, by the way. I'm not too thrilled about it. Right? I'm looking for the daily. I'm actually looking for the daily. Okay. I don't know, I thought I was looking for. You have to do 7 dailies in a row, basically. Which, the 7 dailies in a row thing is apparently a bigger deal. Why would you? Never mind. I don't know why you want to fish here. Oh boy. That's funny. Interesting. Um, no, this is a, hello. Really? Oh god. How do you fish here? Without catching rads? Now, is there a secret to it, I wonder? Maybe. But there's also another way to do this, too. Again, I don't know if the challenge is actually, if the challenge is actually fishing, I'm gonna be very astonished if... Oh god. Can't fish in power armor, apparently. Oh well. It's not working. Nope. Wonder... That doesn't look like that's the... Oh, as I said, this is definitely the really bugged. Like, I suspected this is what's going to happen. He's having issue. So a lot of this is, yeah, just by proximity, you're going to be like near. As I said, the challenge is not in the fishing. The challenge is in the absolute sheer boredom. I mean, as I said, the perks would be if you were Google, but not going to happen. Oh, it's just the buggiest goddamn animation spot in the world. But yes, basically, I'll probably have to do something on Christina Bacon, basically admitting to that. And I guess if He's mad that the new narrative is. If he's mad that the new narrative, I bust his new narrative, so be it. He needs to honestly get a life. I mean, we all know he doesn't have a life. I mean, hell, you know. Again, I was thinking of a more funnier joke from the other day. Like when he came on the Tony stream, by the way. It was like, yeah, he saw from his workout. Yes, his workout at McDonald's. His workout at McDonald's, yes. Very much the case. Clearly it doesn't. If that's the case to it. What the hell's up here? Again, you have to do this 7 times in a day. Nah, not really the fun part. I kind of want this challenge out of the way. Did it just take bait? Really? And see, if you go around to the map, you can find improved bait in places. Now, I will say, though, the thing about this, like, Christina Bacon does get really mad for no reason. I mean, it kind of does that way when you look like some deformed animal or being who basically got disowned. Do you have any other different fish in the game? You have no other fish that is different in the game. To watch the timer on it. But no, basically they're like, I think Sean said today as well, it's like, well, they did nothing wrong, guys. It's a con. He can be a jackass. Really? You're gonna go do that one? That one was a big one. No one cares about caravans. I cannot wait to get the improved rod. Honestly, I just like this activity because it's more or less very annoying than anything else. Because you have to do this, and it's not the choice. And honestly, I would rather like events or something different. Again, if this is as boring as it sounds, that is very much the case. Yeah, they all look the same. Again, there has to be a better spot. No, I need to see if I have it. You know what would work? No offense. Fishing here with the fish here with the Chinese spy suit. That would actually solve a lot of my issue. I don't have to deal with the whole radiation. But yeah, no, it's like I kind of knew you'd have to fish over. So you do things here, and then this is the day two. So the day two, it's actually a big one. Oh, it's bigger. These things usually fight more. It's actually because this water is so irradiated, you actually just get it by sheer proximity. But a lot of it is Christina is mad at me for reasons that he doesn't like me. Um, the Sean guy is basically now the newest attractor on the block, and judging by his appearance on Tony and his prior, he is a little bit bigoted and racist at the same time. Where, oh, that was so stupidly annoying. How in the RNG does it spawn the fish from the fucking other side that clear that it takes off? Now that is messed up. Again, you have to do this. Assuming you're trying to fish anywhere, you can just go fish where you like. And assuming it's a decent farm, but I would not be fishing in the Toxic Valley, because no. Fishing in Toxic Valley is asking for basically death by radiation. Nice. Nice, that was a big one. Good. I think I'll have to do this on every character. I'm gonna hate this. This quest can probably go eat one. But it has to be done. So, if you don't do it, sure. But this is part of the daily you have to do. At least 7 days of it. I mean, part of the thing is you actually have to do 7 days of them. Now, I will say, though, this is not going to be the funnest season. permanent. But yeah, no. And then the other part is if you have to cook the fish, you really, I hate to tell you, you're gonna have to be good luck finding salt. You don't find salt. Like, you're not finding salt at all on servers. Like, where you would normally find spices and salt, you're not finding it. Which I might get lucky if this is a. So let's assume this is a dead server. A dead server. You can't find salt. Now, if I went to basically talk to gay beans, if any one of them, be easy to find salt because they are very salty individuals. They're very ink. Yeah, this looks like this got hit. Maybe. Maybe this got hit. There's supposed to be 7 things of salt here. Which, bear in mind, I didn't find any last time I came through here. And whoever came through here prior. Again, sometimes you will not find luck or no. Yeah, someone came through here. I want the universal sign someone came through here. The doors are open. Yeah, that's the problem when you actually get it. And bots are automatically collect the salt, so. Now. I will clear this place out. And it's load bearing. Do people go do load bearing? I think I barely even, hell, I barely found 3 things of salt in, the other day. I actually found that in, yeah, no, like, even Havasta, like, that shit was cleaned up. Halvasta is no one goes to. At least no one's been through here in the last hour. At least. I feel like no one's been through here in at least the last hour. Surprised I left the teapot. Old things. But today is not about teapots. By the way. This is not about teapots. Surprisingly, by the way. This is a weird thing. You can't usually find the day you have to go looking for a teapot or something that is highly looked after or sought after. You cannot get. But, as I said, if you need it, you don't get it from here. Yep, and no one's doing load bearing. And the next best stop is Bolton Greens. See, Bolton Greens, everyone kind of knows about, but Bolton Greens got picked up too. See, the days you can find spices, because there's supposed to be 5 here. I said there's supposed to be 5. Is there 5? Probably not. Good sign. It's a good sign, at least. Honestly, this is the better sign. Means no one's been through here, at least. Yeah, see, here's the problem. Usually when you do need otter items, you can't find it. Unless you have to go look for it. In any other normal given time, you can always find salt and pepper. Don't ask why. But now, for the life... Oh my god, there's actually salt. I am actually shocked. Oh my god, no one fucking came through there. No, I'm actually genuinely shocked. At least, as I said, the signs were good that no one has come through here. One of the few places you can find a... Oh yeah, no one came through here today. Good sign, actually. Have I ever said I hate Scorned? Not Scorned. Yeah, Scorched. Scorched are fucking annoying. More than they hurt. Scorched are by far about the most annoying enemy, so... And you better cool. So yes. So yeah, I'm going to add to the homework that I already have to do and actually cut down Tony's stream because not only in addition to that, he actually had to lie about Eric July's past. I mean, this is the thing. You got Gay Bacon, and then you got the other people. Gay Bacon knowingly went over. See, here's the thing about Scorn. Scorned. There's a bobblehead in this place. Interesting. It's the next theory, another salt. But anyways. Now, hypothetically, of course. Look, if you think you want to act like a jackass at a convention and not get your face pushed in, go ahead. Honest to God, I think as I said to somebody, what's going to happen actually with the Eric July stuff, someone's going to get hurt. And I can guarantee you it ain't going to be anybody from Eric July's side. Because they'll feel the need to justify themselves. Because, you know, Riley would be the first, right? Now, again, I don't want to do a stream that's negative, sitting upon making fun of Chris Bacon. Because that's like making fun of a retard that obviously I know a lot of people who hang around in New CG are special education. By far, they are special ed. They aren't smart of any form. They go to a con knowing they're going to get kicked out, or if they do something wrong. Right? So go with this logic. The guy at the table literally says, you aren't allowed to film when talent is there. Well, what do? He films. Now, Chris Bacon, who wants to claim he's a hero, when he really isn't, was going to take the bitch approach and actually do his shit. Now, functionally fine. Really. Yes, I purposely built my house here, and this shit happens all the fucking time, by the way. Source of XP, but a source of frustration in the same time. It's not better than my other house. My other house is about right over there. And here's the other thing I noticed about them, too. Like, no one ever asked. I don't ask Gay Beans to come by my stream. Nah, hell no. Gay Beans can stalk people every day. Now, what's funny about the thing I go over it is a lot of the securities were normie people, though. The people actually enjoy themselves when they go over there, which is strange. Imagine going to a con and actually enjoying yourself, not to make a scene. Now, in reality, they think they're winning. No. Look, it's all fun and games until someone loses enough. Personally, Riley got lucky that he didn't get convicted of harassment. Now, hypothetically, sure, Chris Bacon doesn't make a scene, but they're not going to remove him because that reason. Yeah, and then in his own words, he wants to. Now, if I were Eric July or someone around his detail, I would have him removed and banned from the table. Not because I have, it's because he's up to no good. Now, what I would do, now be thankful, by the way, I could guarantee what I would love to see is Eric July just pop into one of Tony's streams when they're talking about him and go, oh, this is a cool story. And they verify it's him. And then everyone in that chat shits on themselves because they get caught. Because bear in mind, a proper YouTuber does watch other people who hate them. Me? I'm not surprised by anything Comicsgate does. At this rate, anyone associated with them, I can't explain it. Look, psychosis runs deep with them. Might actually switch up. I'm pretty much done with dailies. I'm kind of done with my dailies. Which, to be fair, this is going to be one of those ones. Or I'm going to have to find the server that people are event farming. Basically, I'm not surprised by anything CG does. Like, the thing about the adults in CG that are, like, more CG proper, because supposedly Andrew Rowland was there, along with, he was by the door, Tom Turtle was there. So at least people from CG proper came. New CG people came along as well. Now, personally, the only reason I would have passed on Dallas Fan Expo, and I did, is because it's mostly comics. I don't care about anime and comic stuff. Not really. By that, I mean I don't care about that side of things. I mean, that's what that is for. Fan Expo is largely meeting celebrities and people pawning off cards, or not cards really, but it's not a place. Man, if anyone's gonna ever catch me out in public at a con, it's gonna be one of the magic cons around that's gonna be there. I mean, it's largely anime and people selling vintage comics. I went to one before. It was like watching paint dry. I don't care to go to them. They just bore the shit out of me. It's one of those weird ones, right? I don't. It's a lot of merch tables, and it's a lot of stuff I just don't want to see. You might occasionally find a vendor selling something interesting, but 4 hours wasted, and I don't care. Unless you're meeting somebody and getting something signed, it's a place you don't want to be. There's no events, there's nothing to see, nothing to do. Very utterly boring. Probably go find another server. Probably go hop to one of my other characters and start the fishing quest there. But I have to do it 7 days in a row. I mean, I'll be honest. It is a very boring season, by the way. Like, if it's just gonna be straight doing events and doing fishing challenges every day, oh my god, I will hate it. I will log in every day and do dailies and log out. Quite honestly. Now I do need to rebuild this house. I think all my houses have to be rebuilt. Not this one. The other one does. They're all built the same, but this one actually is going to be the model for all my houses. So it's one of those few things where I always are. But this is largely a game you can sit and chill in. Even someone as a bad gamer as Tony or Gay Beans would find this game very easy. So, as I say, too, eventually one quest for the final Sacred Mothman Tome will be, eventually the quest for the final Mothman Tome will happen probably this season. I need one more Mothman Tome. And I'll feel a lot happier. And because that is a point like 3 drop from it literally is a 0.3 drop from a prior. So yeah, so good luck. It's like a 0.5 drop from no, it's about a 3% drop, I should say, from the Mothman event, and that's if you do everything correct. My. Sentinel. Do you remember when Sentinel was actually good? I do. They actually nerfed Sentinel. Sentinel used to be a lot better. Technically, I need to go live on a water farm. One day. I do need to go find another server. This server is dead. But it is that time of day, though. This time of day, there's really very rarely anybody on. So if you are doing anything, you're just doing the dailies. And then get dailies and weeklies and getting off. Well, there are people. I'm going to say this about this. Look, you build your house. Please know where you built your house. You understand, you want people to come to your house and vend to pay your vendor, right? Do your vending. Yes. Don't design your house to have be on the top of a fucking cliff. Cute. Adorable. Not a bloody build at all. And weird. Strangest layout. I admit I build mine like a damn concrete house, but with no windows, in theory. I admit that. I build mine like a brick bunker, with the future plans to ever decorate the walls. But I'm smart enough not to do that. Aesthetically, I don't like the look when people do that. But yes, no. But the Dell's Fan Expo stuff, I'm finding out more than I like to know about it. In reality, these people who went, largely fans, win. Not to cause drama, but unless you're Chris Bacon or Sean, you choose to do that. Are we going to take out the Scorch Beast? Yes, this game is ultimately, at the end of the day, already as bad as watching paint dry half the time. See, one of the cards they changed is they took Makeshift Warrior down to 3. And also, but no. But the whole Dallas Fan Expo drama, like, I can't even begin to imagine because actually I've been resting and trying to get builds up in Grim Dawn and then researching some other stuff project. And actually, I was like, today I was like more or less getting the final plans put into place. Now I get given the gift that Tony and his crew think it's a joke. Eric July just fakes stuff. But I'm not going to even dig into the fact he just duplicated the Dame on his stream. Dell's Fan Expo shit is so, like, fucking retard. Really. I need to go find another server. Yeah. These people are retarded. Yes, you're stupid. I can just tell. Ugh. F's. People are usually retarded this time of night, so I have no reason. If I do usually do anything, I don't. This is a good time of night to find stuff on servers. Like if it's a dead server, you can usually find what you need to find. The only people scooping up stuff would be bots, which do exist in this game, one way or another. Fundamentally, actually find all my houses are roughly the same, give or take. It's just the different eras they were built in. Like this particular layout of the house I have done for a while. Now, this is not the best layout for the reasons I stated above before, because everything, a lot of shit spawns. Like there's a spawn right there for anything and everything. So, and it's a lot wiser to, but you can tell like when I moved it. Now, this is the problem of the weirder parts of when I've built my previous houses. You can't get this shit out. Floors go through walls. So, you're perfect. And it happens far more than I like. Because one thing this game definitely needs at some point is the Fallout 4 building mode. Alright? Give it the Fallout 4 building method, and we would be better off. Again, peaceful and relaxing, and it gives us something to do between the whole mess that is like watching paint dry. But it isn't account. It's Because it isn't account wide. So you have to do it. But again, if you're going to go to a con and make an ass out of yourself, by all means. I mean, I find it rather funny. But I also find that Christina Thumbs wants to make a statement. So, all these people think they're winning. Like, he thinks, by the way, that somehow uh, a lot of these people are absolutely insane at the end of the day. But they don't get it. You can also tell most of them have never been to a con, or like Tony knows better than to act like an ass at a con. Like, oh, but it's all jokes. People can't do anything. Bro, no, Tony wouldn't tolerate it. I don't think EVS would tolerate it. That's the thing. Now we got a more active server, now don't we? Yeah, I actually have like the max characters. So this is my first character that I started the game with at launch. Technically, due through the seasons and the way I play this game, I did take a break for like 2 years. Strangely enough. Don't let the levels fool you. The level fool you is my character is very better. The cardinal sin. Yep, and so basically this is gonna be the daily thing. Sweet home, I guess. I've always lived in Cranberry Bog for the longest time. Very dangerous place to live. But it's the same. Why? You don't want to ask why there's a dead, why there is actually a dead Scorch Beast here, but I don't know why. Which, I mean, to be fair, it's the worst thing that could happen. By the way, the only worst thing that could happen is the I think someone killed it. Assume somebody killed it. Ah, the worst thing can't happen because somebody already killed it. There's actually a score. There's actually a Mirelurk Queen in here. It will pop up if you don't kill it. That's why I said Cranberry Bog is by far the most dangerous part of the game. Strangely enough to live. Only two kinds of people live over here. Either crazy people or bots. Any other time, it's not the case. Those are the only two people who ever live out in Cranberry Bog. You're not over here for the resources. You're over here either for the XP or that. But I digress. I think they did a change to subtly some of the mutations because I use the more problematic ones, which are really bad on shit on your metabolism. Where I know a sound when I hear it. And it is very much annoying. Because I'm so glad they took the survival shit out of the game long before, right? There used to be more of a survival mechanic in here that would be like, that's a big one. Not that really fish does anything different than anything else. I wouldn't do this every day. I just need to hear. Ah, but yeah, no. But probably this is the only character I have that's like done approximately 100% of everything except for the Brotherhood quest, which I think's the only thing I don't want to do. Really. This is more fickle than lock picking. Lock picking is annoying in the terms of like some of it. It's not really the most detailed fishing part, but yeah, no, there's no rewards to this because unless there's a way to get like fish for anything, nah, it's just cosmetics you're going for. Okay. Being weird. I'll top off coffee, then I'll be right back. Ah, yeah, see, the thing about this is I'll experiment with the fish, right? If there's anything new, but I don't. Some reason I don't see anything different in Fallout 76 in a way. Like the only thing conceivably that we could get is if they wanted to spice the season up, which by all means, if it's just perk leveling, sure, I could care less if it's just the it isn't dead. Oh, you can thank God. It's not dead. I thought it was dead. And thank you, God. It's like the only things I do not want to ever take out. Um, Either those things the easiest to kill or the most annoying, obnoxious things to kill. There's no either or. Mire Alert Queens will destroy an entire house with tier 3 turrets. God knows I live near two of them. I live near two of them, in fact. Believe it or not. There's one directly. What's funny is, like, so there's a pond by where one of my original house, and then there's another one which spawns nearby. It's adorable. Oh, so they found the way. They aren't. The server's not really stupid. Oh, they're smarter than they look. Oh, chainsaw. Oops. Actually, this server's smarter. But it does look a little bugged. Terms of it. One slight issue I do see. It's only new, though. A lot of these servers get bugged. It can be fine, but the collect all wasn't working. I mean, the collect all. Well, um, but as I said, going fission, but I didn't have high hopes for this season. I mean, outside of the certain cosmetics in the cannery and maybe the weapon, it doesn't look good. Because last season, the only thing we had was a lot of cosmetics. That was about it. That was the only perk to last season. That, the ghouls, and the other part. I mean, technically, I was hoping for building cosmetics. I was actually hoping for that. I was actually hoping for that one. I was hoping for the better cosmetics. But ultimately, I don't think we're going to get it this season. I mean, if you think about it, I just have a feeling it isn't. So this looks like this is going to be the season where we just log in, do our dailies, then we get off. I hate to say that, but that's what it looks like. Because I'm not impressed by it. I love Speed Demon, but it is so bad. Speed Demon is horrible on your on certain servers. Speed Demon is probably the worst thing you can have. I understand why people stop using it. People don't use it unless you're. It's actually not terrible on builds in the aspect what you think it is. But it is also not the best one. If it's like the other, you can see what the cosmetics are. You know? Other than that, it's pretty much this season isn't. It's like, best way I can describe the season is like, sure, all we're gonna do this season is wait on events, just grind out events. Or if you haven't grinded out the story itself. Then again, my characters are where either that or it's gonna be the events. So, as I said, I have one character that needs one more sacred monument. One. Basically. Which is I'm probably gonna have to buy. Oh, I need to build a fish trap at the. I don't mind this house where it's located, but I unknowingly never realized I built a house that has so much free XP around it that this is normal. Very highly. So I'm near the surface to air missile site, right? So I'm near it. I'm basically near the surface to air missile site, give or take. I'm near probably everything big, either in Cranberry Bog at some point. I'm near where the nukes go. I'm just never planned this out legitly. I planned. What's funny is I built this house, and this house is more. I thought my other house was more problematic, but the problem I have over there is everyone likes to stick something bullshitty in front of the station, so I could never get my house to log in. And then I built this one. Now, what's funny about it, inadvertently, is I have so much free XP and I'm not too far from anywhere. It works. Again, it's pretty much well armored next to more than God's angels. Tier 3 turrets and the surface to air missile event just happens to coincide wherever I put it. That was just a caveat. Because the missile turrets and the laser turrets actually go that far. Now, the downside is I'm between two Mirelurk Queens and the relentless spawns right on the corner of my house, where I even spawn in. There's a bunch of hordes that always spawn in there, along with a pond that has a Mirelurk Queen over there. And occasionally it's dead, and occasionally it's not, like, bad. So the concept is, it's, all in all, though, this is just a sit and chill game. Like, more, it's honestly built to your heart's content. I mean, I do need to reconstruct a lot of these at some point. Like, both. Utterly, the layouts are the same. It's just, well, technically, if I free up the budget, I probably got a lot of dead space in this budget. So I'll maybe find about a millimeter. I'll probably find about a millimeter a budget in this house. Oh. I mean, and then because ultimately, because the way this house is situated, because all my houses are 5x4, which is relatively large. We used to have 3-story homes, basically. Oh, and by the way, if I am not fucking near Scorch Beast, I am near where Scorch Beasts spawn all the damn time. And you're fucking on my crops, asshole. Jesus, get off. Ugh, see, that's why I don't like my crops over there. Like, it was a bad idea to have crops on that side. It's a very dangerous. Look, I grow crops that are hard to replace, alright? If I need blackberries, I have to go to the other side of the map. Quite literally. So, if I have to go get blackberries, mud fruits, gourds are a little bit easier to find. Gourds, they're not as bad. Like, this has a weird layout to it, by the way. This particular one. This was an experimental layout. So a lot of my, they don't, it doesn't have this, right? So I look at my budget in my house ish. Like this, I find about like as I said, there's about a millimeter, right? Because my other one is more placed on the side, so I don't have a lot of room over here, so it puts it more or less here. Most of my standard ones all have like a roof that comes up from here. But getting it built correctly is kind of a bitch. It's very. That's why I went with the layout that I have on all my other ones. This one I don't ever spend enough time in this place. I mean, at one time, believe it or not, I had a 3-story house. Until Bethesda was like, we can't have 3-story houses. So instead, I just go by 5x4s. Now, hypothetically, if I clean up some of the wires and I believe the other parts that I need to clean up are the ones that take up space, which are sorry, I can't think of it, the power connectors. So if I do that and I minimize the power connectors, if I do that, I'll probably free up about mm, couple, as I say, millimeters of the budget, enough to fit in the cooker and everything else that I have at my other houses, that other house that I was just at. But I have to minimize and replace all of this. That by far means I have to rebuild this. And some days I just don't feel like it, which I might actually get to around to this season. As you can clearly see, something's not right. Okay? The funny part is, like, I don't think this wall would be here. Okay? Like, if I change a wall, I might find a good section of a budget, but it's not the doorway here, right? Hypothetically? Let's say this here, because normally in all my other houses, it's here. You think doorways don't take up that much? I mean, logistically, it's kind of insane. And you got here. Let's see. I would have to actually clean up. There's only 1, 2, 3, right? You would be very shocked how much those take up. See, I did a really good job with the minimalist wiring right here. Like, this wiring is about minimalist as humanly possible. But, again, I would find about enough of a space to build stuff. Because what I would have to do is I would have to get that power down to. It's where one of those power things hang down to over the edge and allows me to rewire. So, like, assume you take one of these. So I have. See, this was a workaround. Yeah, I think that I might as well fix that. Alright, good job. Yeah. That was a really bang up job. And what's funny is you'll be very shocked on how much crops take up your space. Oh wow. Yeah, that's just, I am not in the mood right now. I wonder why that is. Oh yeah, I'm going to live to clear up this entire house just to fix things. More ways than one. Prime example of it. This shit happens a lot more than it looks. That means I actually have to take out the. So if I take it down to bare walls, but I still have to get the floor plan up, that means I have to build it from the ground up. Luckily, I have actually become very much a speed builder with it. It's just more annoying to actually have to rebuild and rewire. Fortunately, it's more of a bitch to do than it looks. Find out very quickly on how much. Part of the core problem in the structure is actually the um, is not where you think it is. Problem is the issue itself is the starts at the central problem. Look, I like the look of this one, but there's only two ways you can do this layout. Either you have the layout going to the center, which by all means, if I redesign it, sure. And half the problem is on the ground floor, because the ground floor is where the issue is. The issue is moving the stuff on the ground. Right. So, now, obviously, well, looks fine. Sure. Now, compared to every other house I have, where the other one comes up, let's see if I can actually correct this down below, because I know it's been a glaring issue for I would say, the longest time. Fact. It's here. It's been incredibly hard to do. So, cannot just. That's why I said, arguably, I have to just basically fix all of this, and it can't be done. Because in an ideal world, here's the thing. In an ideal world, okay, so the walls try to align. Hypothetically, no. Like I said, it's not great in the terms of everything. So I said this is very much a cursed layout. It was a good layout in theory. Oh god, though, is it a bitch to put back together? Like the problem with this layout I had, like, so the layouts I use, it takes like, ooh, best way to describe it, right, is like, it takes, you have to have it where the floor has to line up. So assuming, right, so we see it, shoot. So I have to take out all the doors. It starts at the ground level. Oh no, a Chinese botman left my team. Sing me low. I leave. Yes, bots are still a very much part of this game. I often play this time of day. Um, what? Botman changes? Oh. Oh, dude, there's so many. Like, that's one of the funniest things. Like, these games, you can have bot farmers. That's the hilarious part. But some of it is so rough about how much I have stored. Like, you'd be surprised how many walls, how much, like, actual walls just. You have to realize, like, walls will just take up space. I actually have to take this down that far. You always tell why I got lost in the building in Fallout 4. Here we go. That's why I say Fallout 4 people are the better builders in this game in general. If you do know how. Oh boy. And then everything back to where it needs to be. Project Paradise. And if I really want to be a perfectionist, I would realign the floors, but I am not caring enough. So, I should realign the floors. See, the issue in the building in the game itself is they don't have the full Fallout 4 building in concrete thing going on. So when you're building out a brick, while it looks more professional, it looks like shit because they lost the fine art in Fallout 4 to build out of concrete. Fortunately, I have, as I said, I've had to rebuild this so many times, I am so used to it by now. Now, the issue itself is never the issue. The butter problem is um yes. go. See, I had to simplify this layout, and when I did it, it made a lot more sense. It's like, okay, but the key is but. Now, bear in mind, that's the other staircase, of course. Now, where the problem lies half the time is not where you think. The the other problem largely lies in the um look, there's something I like to do, but I like to get the central skylight. The central skylight is ultimately the far worst. I mean, granted, they give us a budget, but come on, shit, you know you can't. I'm gonna have to move that. Okay, okay, right. Aha. Yes. There you go. Again, the floors are gonna bother me, but I'll be able to see underneath them. But this is more the quick rebuild than the obvious other one. So now the real test in the structure is always um getting the skylight in. Thing about this is, right, is the skylight. You can always fix the stupid floors later on. They're all coming in wrong, but I'm not really caring at this rate. I ran out of floors, didn't I? I ran out of floors. I really did. Yes. And this is where the ultimate test lies, by the way. The ultimate test. Now, can you build this right? Now, ultimately, I have come close before. It is so hard to do. I have determined it comes from, it is one of the fucking hardest to do. Like, it doesn't work. It drives me absolutely batty, too. So, see, okay. How do I put this, right? Like, it's one of the hardest to actually physically do. And there used to be a way I would get it, but see a second. And it's the way the walls connect. Now, for symmetry's sake, most ignore it, okay? In an ideal world, I should be able to move that concrete wall up over one. Right? It should be moved over that way. No. Doesn't always work that way. there's like a time I have to it has to deal with one of the placements of the walls underneath. That's the problem. Now, ideally, I have found ways to either adjust this cap at some point, but it is a hard one to do. 'Cause I can always tell if the measurements are off. As an example, is by here. Like if I'll probably have to take this down because this wall there's too much of a gap. Right. And the thing is, you don't notice it until you get to the top. Basically, you don't notice it until you get to the top. And it's in the issue, it's in the existing structures. Because what looks like it's aligned, it's not aligned. Again, more annoying. It's just minor busy work compared to it. It's because the building doesn't have the full Fallout 4. Because normally, I don't know, brick walls would be fine, but I would prefer straight concrete. So, a lot of that just is I have to move those walls over about 5 millimeters. See, I have to move that wall over about because you can see it basically. Because if you look, there's the problem. But the problem, it always starts at the bottom. So, likelihood I'm going to have to tear this house down to its basic roots and rebuild it. When I mean that, I mean the central part of it here. Because the central part of the structure as it goes up. That is a problem for another day. You wouldn't know it, but arguably we did get about a third more budget at one point. So no, but it's basically daily fishing and doing daily tasks. So I am tired and I'm going to go to bed. I'm too tired to fuck with this because I'm going to have to take this wall and move it. That means so either way I'm going to have to again you get bored and build, so either I'm going to have walls on the inside, or I'm going to have to flip the walls to the other side. Because by building in this game and by its connectors, it does not take into account that the walls are the way they are. Basically, don't ask me why. Like Bethesda could easily use the concrete builder mods from Fallout 4. That's one thing I wish they would finally import to this game. We get very close to Fallout 4, but we don't get there, so again, like the error in the walls is not noticeable until you get up to here. And then I have to fix that. I'll have to take out all the floors, and when I'm not tired, and properly place them together. Basically. But yeah, that's gonna more or less annoy me. Because that should be a square structure, right? No, absolutely not. Because the base connection of the walls are off by that millimeter. It's off by that small millimeter. It's a tough way to build, though. Again, structures I build. I mean, I'd be lying. I build skyscrapers in this game, so it's always annoying. And then I have to go back down to basically the central structure. So I'm probably going to take all the floors out. I'm going to basically take all the floors out. And then everything. No. Not today. I'm also way too tired. You should not see that. Oh no, though. I mean, it's a weird season. I mean, I'll at least get all this shit rebuilt. I got rid of the fucking god-awful floor coming through my wall now, didn't I? But I am off to bed, though. I don't know. I'll probably stream Division today. I'll probably do that. I'm gonna have to get things. Oh shit! Let's try it. I got that thing with Volty today. Ugh. It's busy. I've been very fucking busy as of late. Not to mention, I probably got a shit ton of plans I need to move. I have not done moving shit on this character in the longest time. I think I got it right. Crap. Crap. I see it. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be problematic. Beyond problematic. I see the issue. It's either I gotta move the structure this way or I gotta move it. That's gonna be it. That is an age-old problem, though. That's why that floor is like that goes up. Right there. Like right here, that's why that goes up like that. See, that's the problem. Now, normally that wouldn't be an issue, but bear in mind, it's part of the key. So I have to rebuild that central block. But that's okay. As I said, I'm partly too tired to do it. I know what does it. Anyways, but I should stream Division today. So it is 3 times XP week. But I don't know if I'll stream this one this much. Might be a good chill stream, but even like this, it's like watching paint dry by my standards. Because as far as that goes, it's going to be knocking out dailies with the fish grind. Unless I have something really things I have to do. But, yeah. I should be back today, and then I'll have a special at some point this week on the Dallas Expo. Man, and Chris Bacon and others better pray I don't even do that. But there's stuff I know about people that I don't say. Gay Beans is just weird already. I'm not gonna tell what I know. But dude, Chris Bacon is just a loser, dude. And the problem is most of them actually they think they're winning. They're not. And the funny part is you have normies that notice it. But yeah. But I am very disappointed in this season so far. In theory. See, you don't think it's that hard to build a concrete bunker, but I shit you not, it's harder than it looks. And that's because of the concrete walls. So, anyways, I will be back at like 2-ish, and I will probably be doing streaming Division, and this will just be. Remember to do something before I. Hmm. Nope. But I shall be. But I'll probably do that. I mean, I'm pretty much done with the weeklies. I mean, as I said, the only other thing is like the atomic shop. It's weird. Like, this. It's the fish trap is pretty mandatory. There's like this, there's a cooler. Really, they got the Rad Stag dressing station. Wow. Winter Mansion Bundle. The only thing you really need is that one. But it looks like it's going to be a lap replay in the season, though, so. I'm not quite sure if the season's going to be very good. I mean, unless they do a mid-season. Now, I will be very shocked if they don't do Fosh early or Invaders again early. But then again, I'll probably be streaming Division because I need to do the levels in the season this week. And I know on the 6th, it's either that or I'll stream ZCZ. So, either one. ZZZ I might show people because it's the 6th is 2.0. So, again, if I sound tired, I am. I didn't get full night's sleep last night. It's a miracle I'm still awake. So, I will catch people then. And I'm going to have to do a full deep dive into the whole dail expo drama. Depends on how much I'll just dump on people. Other than that, I'm tired. And I'm not sure. As I said, I have played seasons. Like, this just isn't fun this season. I mean, it's probably going to be that really big rubber season that we just get out. Yeah, cosmetic-wise, it's mad. I'll have to explore it more, though. Yep. But I'm gonna be very honest, but there's only like a couple of things on the path. The cannery and the icebreaker. So if the icebreaker is icebreaker is a heavy weapon. If it's a harpoon weapon, it's probably cooked and bad. So we'll find out. Oh, I'm pretty sure someone's gonna get up there early. So, I mean, hell, it's only been 4 days. I'm pretty sure someone's already 100. But for the most part, it's not like it's different than Division or something. Division, you can rank up very quickly. Events, you're actually limited by in this game. So, yeah. I'm gonna go to bed. I'll be back. Because I'll have a stream of Multi on Karate Kid today. I need to sleep and wake up early. It's gonna be a joy, by the way. But I literally only operate on 4 to 6 hours of sleep. And sometimes it's a miracle I'm able to do what I need to do. The Gay Beans, thank you for coming by. And to people who see this in the future. And Gay Beans, continue to make alts as you worship at the altar of your E-Daddies, Tony, and everybody else. And I want to have to cut that stream up where they were talking nonsense about the expo as well. Nah, dude, half these people are insane that I deal with. But it's like picking on tards. Very boring. There's a lot richer things going on in the world. But I do take my time. Too young on idiots. Catch people then. Oh, shit. 11 hours. As I said, but I'm going to have to rebuild the house entirely. I don't want. Like, once it's built, I am never going to have to rebuild it again. I say that until something happens. They change the building budget. But yeah, no. Fallout 76 is weird. It's good if it's by the season. Like, if it's a good reward, it's never an issue. But this season is not what it is. Like, this season is literally fishing. Okay? As it shows, that is the main core with the aesthetics. Now, if you judge it by the aesthetics, we will see there is one weapon. It's the icebreaker. But it's a harpoon weapon. Need I say more? harpoons have not been in a good spot in a while. I shall go to bed and I will be back in about the afternoon. Because I'm going to actually have to wake up early and see Karate Kid. Add that to my list of projects. So, I'll catch